Hey, what's going on, people? Mad Mike here from Atlanta Falcons Nation, Mad Mike Sports, the heavy hitters. Oh boy, this is going to be an interesting take right here because Amon St. James had this to say about the Atlanta Falcons. A lot of people are up in arms. It's caused a lot of controversy. Quite a few people put out their thoughts on this, and quite frankly, here are mine. So y'all already know, man, it's going to be unfiltered. It's going to be absolutely true and unbiased. And here's what he had to say. I hate Packers fan. St. Brown said, just because it's Green Bay, I play for Detroit, but I think some of the worst fans was the Falcons. When we played them my rookie year, no one was there. Terrible. I hate Green Bay, their fans. They have good fans for the team, but I hate them. But is there much to do? Is there that much to do in Atlanta? I don't know because ain't nobody going to the game. And I gotta be honest with it. All right. So in regards to Atlanta, the Atlanta Falcons, man, he's talking about his rookie year, and like I said, Amon St. James, as far as a player is concerned, like he's a good player. He's a hell of a player. Wide receiver, he's a hell of a player. But I always say about these goddamn receivers, man, like as soon as they feel like they're on top of the world, he's gotten his money. He's been acknowledged as a playmaker, as a team leader, as a guy that that offense moves with him. All right. So this team definitely has, and he has a voice. And I think in this particular instance, when they talk about the Atlanta Falcons and the fan base, I'm going to be real. We've said this time and time again. It's a lot of fake ass Falcons fans. Okay, a lot of fake ass Falcons fans. A lot of people, they claim to be a fanatic. They claim to be, down for this team no matter what. But these are the same people that get on social media and harass players because they had a bad game. And then you have guys that we've known for years that have stated themselves that they did not give their all, and y'all praise and y'all worship them. You got players that's from the city, from Georgia. They're not even from Atlanta, but they're from Georgia, and you guys praise him, and he's never been in Atlanta Falcons uniform ever in life. And you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Justin Fields, okay? Justin Fields, he never played for Atlanta. Yeah, he's an Atlanta Falcons fan, but Atlanta Falcons fans, again, they praise and they worship this guy, but a guy who actually in a uniform, and he doesn't live up to y'all standard. Why? Because you do not want him, because you had an idea of the type of player that you want to be to represent the Atlanta Falcons quarterback position and this culture. Y'all shit on him. So when it comes down to the Atlanta Falcons fans, you guys are terrible. Some of the worst fans in the world. It does not matter if this team does something well. We complain. I made a video, a live show yesterday about Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Arthur Blank having an interview and a sit down with the reporters, and the reporters kept saying the same shit over and over and over again. Asking the same question. Why did you draft Michael Penix? Is because you guys would not let it go. Every year you're trying to bring in another quarterback, whether it's Justin Fields, whether it's Lamar Jackson, bringing back Michael Vick and bringing this guy in because he can run. Like, look, you guys have been bitching and complaining about this for years and over and over and over again, and you ask stupid questions like that. It's because the fans want to recreate the Mike Vick era, and they will not let it go. So when it comes down to this Atlanta Falcons fan base, yes, they are extremely biased. They're extremely ignorant because why? They want what they want. So on that note, when we talk about St. Brown, excuse me, I agree with him. But on one hand, it's like, look, if you ain't been to Atlanta, shut the fuck up. Like, if you have not been to Atlanta, is there something to do? Is there that much to do in Atlanta? Yeah, you stupid son of a bitch. Like, of course it is. It's Atlanta. It's the busiest city and the busiest airport, home of the busiest airport in the world. And for you to say some dumb shit like that, obviously you coming from an ignorant standpoint. It's a lot. And a lot of times, a lot of people think that's one of the main reasons why the Atlanta Falcons fans are the way that they are, and they don't attend a lot of the games because another dynamic with the Atlanta Falcons that we see a lot on Sunday is that the Atlanta Braves on Sunday, they come on 1 o'clock around the exact same time. So there's so much to do. You have the Hawks, the Braves, and now you have the Atlanta United. It's so many things to do in the city of Atlanta. And I think a lot of times, you couple that with the Georgia Bulldogs and their resurgence to become one of the better teams in the state of Georgia. Obviously, they won a couple championships. And a lot of people saying to themselves, like, all right, the Atlanta Falcons, from a certain standpoint, these guys have taken a step back in regards to, the fans and what they truly mean to the city. We got some hardcore fans that's going to be Atlanta Falcons, to the end. But there's a lot of Atlanta Falcons fans, their dad, their parents, these people they were Atlanta Falcons fans, but they not, their parents, they're not Atlanta Falcons fans. And, it's like Michael Vick became the quarterback and they became what we call fair weather fans. You only here to see Michael Vick. You're only an Atlanta Falcons fan when they're winning. You're only Atlanta Falcons fan when a guy or when the team is winning. And we got a lot of rappers in here. We got a lot of entertainers, the TIs, and I love a lot of I love Big Boy. I love, a lot of those people that represent the Braves and, the Georgia Bulldogs. But a lot of you motherfuckers, y'all don't show up to the Atlanta Falcons game and on the sideline until they winning. We seen it with the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young started to come, came in and put a certain energy and a buzz around us on the basketball team. Guess what? We start seeing players coming left and right and start attending Hawks game because of Trae Young. So a lot of these things that a lot of players are saying in regards to Atlanta Falcons fans is absolutely 100% right. But what St. Brown has stated when we talk about is it that much to do in Atlanta? Fuck yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Okay? Just ask a lot of these rappers who became famous because of the strip clubs, become so many other places and so many things to do in Atlanta. It is Hollywood, okay? This is Black Hollywood, and it's always been there. So many people that you've seen in the entertainment business, these people came to Atlanta, made a life for themselves, and made it in Hollywood through Atlanta. Okay, you guys have to do your homework and your research when it comes down to Atlanta. So for St. Brown to say, is it really that much to do in Atlanta? It just tells you this dude is coming from a straight ignorant standpoint. Nobody who has been to Atlanta will say, is it really that much to do? And I think that's another thing that you have to pay to be honest with. Is the Atlanta Falcons, are the Atlanta Falcon fans, distracted? Is it too much to go on? Because if you go to the Benz, it's so many things to do and to get into at the Benz. You don't have to be inside the stadium on the field in your seat to enjoy it. They have big monitors where you can listen to the live commentary. You can listen to the live commentary outside the stadium, outside of itself. So if it seems like it, especially in the Benz, that nobody actually in their seats, it's because they are doing things like that. They're going outside. Like I said, for me, when I go to the games, I actually prefer to be, if I'm not close and up on the field itself or near the field, the players, I would rather stand up and be outside and listen to the commentary outside because look, this is just how they designed it. So not all the time when it comes down to the Atlanta Falcons, especially now, and how they built the bins. It's so much technology. It's so many other things to do with this Atlanta Falcon team. It doesn't necessarily apply. So St. Brown, I'm going to say I partially agree when it comes down to the Atlanta Falcons fan base. But what I really and I wholeheartedly agree with the Atlanta Falcons as far as the Atlanta Falcons fan base is concerned, we got a lot of fake ass fans. We got a lot of fair weather ass fans. A lot of motherfuckers only show up when the Falcons are good. Again, this goes out to the entertainers, the rappers, the actors. Like, all these people only show up when they good. I'm only going to show up when they good so I can promote myself. We see this shit all the time. When was the last time you seen one of these rappers volunteer themselves to do something for the Atlanta Falcons? You got T.I., he went on a whole campaign about Matt Ryan doesn't represent the Atlanta Falcons. We chose Mike Vick. He's our guy. He's our quarterback. And then your punk ass want to get on fucking TV and you want to get upset because they didn't allow you to do a song or they didn't choose you to do a song. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. You done said all this bad shit about the team and then you want to turn around and want them to help you promote you. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. So it's a lot of fake ass. It's a lot of fake fans. They're fair weather. Claim to be so Atlanta. Claim to be so Falcons and down for the team. I'm down for the cause. But you guys will not let it go. Michael Vick ruined. He told you to his face that he did not take the Atlanta Falcons team in his time with the Atlanta Falcons team seriously. He did not study. He did not practice. He's telling you guys this. He told you this. He said this time and time again in every interview. I did not give the Atlanta Falcons 100%. He did not study. He's telling you this. But when a guy like Mike Ryan comes in, he gives his 100%. Guys like Roddy White, Julio Jones, when a lot of these guys come in and they give their 100% heart, y'all want to ignore it. This is what we mean by fair weather. You only care about who you care about. We got guys like Justin Fields. He's pure T ass as a quarterback. This dude is ass. He gets more love, more respect from the media and the analysts than guys like Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan will never be as loved from a certain demographic of Atlanta Falcons fans. Why? Because he's not black, he doesn't run fast, and he's not super athletic. And these guys have never put on an Atlanta Falcons jersey. The Georgia Bulldogs get more respect out of Atlanta Falcons fans, of football fans, than the Atlanta Falcons do. Granted that they are champions, but even when they didn't win champions, they were getting more love and adulation from Atlanta people. So when it comes down to St. Brown's, like, yeah, he's 100% right when it comes down to these Atlanta Falcons fans. They're some of the worst. I believe personally that they are the worst fan base in the NFL. I'm not going to say in sports, but I can say from my standpoint, they are terrible. They are terrible. The absolute worst. If you do anything bad, they want to get rid of you. If you do anything good, it's yeah, but you still suck. We still, at this point in time, we talk about a guy like Caleb McGarry who got off to a slow start as a rookie tackle, and he's been phenomenal ever since. But guess what? He still doesn't get any respect. He doesn't get a lot of respect when it comes down to Atlanta Falcons fan. Why? Because they will never, ever, ever let you forget how bad you suck. And not only that, these people go out of their ways knowing exactly what they do. They would literally rob athletes of their gear. They would literally go in their inboxes for one bad game and call them some of the worst names ever. They have stolen from Atlanta Falcons fans, Atlanta Falcons players. And then they call themselves Atlanta Falcons fans. Like, get out of here. The way that we treat our players, and then you want these players to stay in this city and represent Atlanta, and then you wondering why guys end up getting soured. Yeah, it's because of you. It's because of you, the Atlanta Falcons fans. You are some of the worst. Anything positive, you it's always an excuse for why it's positive. But soon as something bad, the internet goes absolute apeshit. We got a lot of content creators, a lot of journalists. These people do not waste their time on anything that's good. They try to focus on the biggest and they try to focus on not only the biggest thing, but anything that they can critique and talk bad about. This is what they do. They don't want to see that the Atlanta Falcons have learned from their mistakes, that they're not going to put themselves in a position not to have a good quarterback and not develop a quarterback. They spent $100 million, $90 million for the first 2 years of a Kirk Cousins. They spent $90 million on him because they did not have a good team. They did not have a good coaching staff to develop a Desmond Ridder. So they said, you know what? We're not going to be in this. We're not going to put ourselves in the position where we're looking for a quarterback and trying to find a quarterback and trying to figure out if that guy. We're going to spend the money necessary, and we're going to draft the guys necessary in order to have that position locked down for the most part. And not only that, we're going to bring in the coaches to help develop these players and give the quarterback, exactly what he needs to be successful. We're going to do all of that. So when it comes down to Atlanta Falcons fans, they don't care. They're still looking for players to nitpick. They're still looking for something to talk bad about. When it's good, they show up. But you have to win 15, 20 games to get to the NFC Championship before they end up, buying tickets and setting it out the dome. Now y'all want to cheer because, we're in the NFC Championship. We can possibly go to the Super Bowl. So everybody shows up at the NFC Championship and sell out the freaking dome. And y'all cheer and y'all do all that. But when you make it to the playoffs, we barely sell things out. Barely sell things out. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of players in the NFL think the Atlanta Falcons fans are the absolute worst in the NFL. And like I said, and to a certain genre, and for the most part, the majority of Atlanta Falcons fans are fake. Just got to be real about it. It's fake. These guys are fair weather fans, and that's what I mean by fake. You're fair weather fans. You only want to be a part of the Atlanta Falcons when they're successful. As soon as they suck, y'all stop listening. Y'all start talking about, and you stop supporting. You want nothing to do with the Atlanta Falcons when they're struggling. But you want to call yourself a real Falcons fan. You want to call yourself a real Falcon. Oh, I'm just keeping it real. How can I support something that's so bad? That's called support. That's called being a fan. That's called love. If you love your team, guess what? You're going to support them through the bad time, the absolute worst times. If you ain't seen the Atlanta Falcons through these guys being off the radio, on the radio, don't talk to me about being Atlanta Falcons fans when you couldn't watch the team on TV, but you had to listen to these guys on the radio. Don't talk to me about being Atlanta Falcons fans if you haven't been through those types of things. So kiss my ass, Atlanta Falcons fan, you fake ass fair weather fans about, oh, I'm a real Falcon fan because I tell it like it is. Get the fuck out of here. The Detroit Lions are a perfect example of a team that ain't never won shit, but they still support their fucking team. A perfect fucking example of ain't had shit and ain't doing shit, but we still show up and support our Detroit Lions. We see this time and time again. No matter if they're winning, if they're losing, we gonna be loud, we gonna sell it out, and we gonna support our team. But these Atlanta Falcons fans, they believe that because they talk shit and they are keeping it real, they just call it how it is. Let's call a spade, as them dummies on 92.9 The Game do. Oh, we just call a spade. Well, how can we support this crap? Like, it's because if you love the game, you support crap. You support the game. It's not even about supporting crap. It's about if you love the game, if you love your team the way you said, you're going to be there through the ups and downs. And no, that does not mean that you're exempt from emotion and you got to be happy and willy-nilly about everything, but you don't go out of your way to shit on players. You don't go out of your way to scream at players while they walk into the while they walking through the locker room, going to the locker room like some fucking idiot did, and you dumbass Atlanta Falcons fan made this dude famous for a good year or so. And all he did was scream and yell, oh, you suck, and y'all made this dude internet famous because he was talking shit about the Atlanta Falcons. That you wonder why guys like St. Brown are calling y'all the worst fan base. It's because you do shit like this. Y'all praise negative behavior, and when people like AFN and the people who are positive and they want to support the team, even if they are playing bad. Even if we did not get what we wanted and as the ultimate Super Bowl. We talk positively about the Atlanta Falcons. How can we make this better? Yes, we're upset and we're pissed the hell off. But I'm not going to spend 2, 3, 4 weeks, 2, 3, 4 months talking crap about players, talking crap about the owner, who's been the best owner that we've had ever. So, like I said before, at the end of the day, man, Atlanta Falcons fans, y'all got to get off y'all shit. You got to get off y'all shit. So, at the end of the day, let me know what you guys think about this. This has been your boy, Mad Mike, with a breakdown of my reaction to Amon St. Brown's take on the Atlanta Falcons. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think about that. Like I said before, man, there's a lot of fake ass Atlanta Falcons fans. A lot of fake ass Atlanta Falcons fans. And that's just to be honest. Y'all fake, and y'all fake. And it's about time that somebody outside of a player that came out and gave you guys the honest truth about it, because you are fake. A lot of fake ass Atlanta Falcons fans. So with that being said, if you real, leave that red and black, not only on this video, but in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button if you're a real Atlanta Falcons fan. Atlanta Falcon Nation, Mad Mike Sports, the heavy hitters. That's all I got to say about that. And with that being said, I'm out of here. Deuces.